the gas to me. If you don't know what the gas is, it pretty much makes you feel high. It's amazing, especially when you're in pain or about to be in pain. They give you, it's like in the cupboard next to the bed, and they give you a funnel and you just put it on your mouth and you go and you just breathe. You breathe it in and breathe it out into the funnel. It's amazing. How do I explain it? You kind of go into another world, but not really another world. Everything's really like woo, like I don't know how to explain it. It's amazing. It just makes you feel high. But bear in mind, if you do use the gas, it doesn't take away the full pain. It just takes your mind off the pain. Like, it brings a little bit of relief to the pain, but your pain does not go away fully. But it's amazing. I would not complain about the gas. It's great. She examined me and she saw that I had dilated. I think I was 2 centimeters dilated. I have no clue. She did explain to me while I was on the gas, but when you're on the gas, you don't really, like, you're there, but you're not really there. So once I had settled down, I had drunk a lot of water because the gas can make you really thirsty. She explained to me that she was only going to use half of the dose of gel this time because my cervix had ripened down, and she also decided that I didn't need to have a full dose of gel. From 8 till 12, we tried to get some sleep. Thursday, the 23rd of April, 2020. 12 a.m. I woke up to bad cramps. I first went to the toilet because I thought maybe I needed to take a poop. That was not the case. It was cramps, like a little bit more than period cramps. I buzzed the midwife and I was like, can I please have a heat pack for this? Because at home I would use heat packs if I ever got cramps. So I did that and I put that on my tummy and I tried to go back to sleep. However, I couldn't go back to sleep. 1:30 a.m. came and my cramps got even stronger. I don't know if these are contractions. I'm not going to call it a contraction yet. I'll just call it cramps. But it got much stronger. I tried to walk around. I went to my suitcase and even got a lollipop because I watched this girl and she said she bought lollipops because it distracted her from the pain. It did not distract me from my cramps whatsoever. So I buzzed the midwife again and I said, can you please heat this heat pack up? So she did, and then I tried to go back to sleep again. Did not work at all. So I buzzed the midwife again. I said, hey, look, I'm in so much pain. I think I was crying by that time, but I told her, I said, I am in so much pain. What are my options for pain relief? This heat pack is not working. She told me the gas, which I had already used once, an epidural or pethidine. I did not want to choose the epidural yet because I just didn't want to get it yet. So I did choose pethidine. When you get pethidine, they do an injection into your thigh, and she also put some fluids into my IV line. Pethidine was amazing at that time of my labor. It took away the cramping. However, pethidine does not take away the pain. You can still feel the pain, but it's not as bad. Like, you are able to get some rest. When I was contracting, I would use the gas and then I would go back to sleep, wake up, contract, gas, go back to sleep. I was able to get some sleep, which was really good because I had my energy gained back. At 4:45 a.m. I woke up to a contraction and I was about to use the gas, but all of a sudden liquid just gushed out of me, like for 15 seconds. It was the most weirdest feeling. It was kind of like warm liquid but gushing out, and I thought I had peed myself, but then I was thinking, wait a minute, I would not pee myself. I've been 9 months pregnant and I have not peed myself with a baby on my bladder. So I was thinking, did I pee myself? Did my waters break? So I woke Jessie up. I said, hey, look, I think my waters broke. We buzzed the midwife. She came and checked down there and she came and checked the waters, well, whatever had broken, and she said, yeah, your waters had broken. We were really excited because I mean that baby was coming. So she gave me a gown, a hospital gown, because I didn't want to wear my nightie. It was all wet now. And then she left to sort a bigger room out. At 5 a.m. we got into the birthing room. It was like massive. From 5 to 7 we pretty much went back to sleep. I was doing the whole wake up, contract, gas, go back to sleep. At 7 a.m. this is when I could say my contractions were contractions because they were so strong. I was in a lot of pain. I don't really know how to explain a contraction. It's like your tummy, like you're getting like punched in, and then you have to lean forwards because you have to hold that, you want to hold that pain in, but then it just wants to go into your body. You know what? When you experience a contraction, you'll just know what a contraction is. Otherwise, I just cannot explain. But it's painful. I was really giving up because the gas was not working. I was losing hope. I was like, shit, this is really sore. For the contractions, for me to start getting those type of contractions, they did put Pitocin, I think that's how you say it, Pitocin through my IV line. Midwives are able to increase and decrease contractions. Constant checkups are happening once you get into the delivery room, so they check your blood pressure, heart rate, temperature, and pulse. Again, I don't know if pulse and heart rate are the same thing, but anyways. Also, I had to get CTG monitoring constantly now once I was in the delivery room. If you don't know what CTG monitoring is, it's pretty much they have two devices and they put it on your tummy. They put one where your baby's heartbeat is, and they also put another where where you are contracting. Problem with CTG monitoring for me during my delivery was that on a contraction I kept moving, because you move, you do what you got to do when you get a contraction, and that meant that the device would move off my contractions. Also, the monitoring was not picking up my contractions at all. The midwives told me, because the whole monitoring thing wasn't working, and I think baby's heart rate, I'm on drugs, so I can't really remember, like I'm on like pain relief, so I can't really fully remember, but I think baby's heart rate was decreasing, so the midwife suggested that we do internal monitoring. They pretty much attach a wire onto baby's head. During this time, Jesse was really emotional, seeing me in a whole lot of pain. I did have quite a few needles poked into me. He was getting really sad and distressed, so when I wasn't in pain, I would try and make sure that he was okay, because I did not want him to not be okay. But yeah, it's understandable seeing your partner in a whole bunch of pain and you can't do anything to help them. But at 9 a.m, contractions got so strong that like I was kind of not screaming, but kind of like like they were getting really painful. I went up to go to the toilet. I thought maybe if I try to do a little walk, it will numb the pain. It did not. It probably, I wouldn't say made it worse, but it did not help. I was about to go to the toilet and I got a contraction, and I told Jesse, I said, I am about to give up. I need the epidural. So that's when I told him, I said, you tell the midwife that I want the epidural. I went back on the bed, the midwife checked me, and I was 5 centimeters dilated at 9 a.m. It took an hour for an anesthesiast, I think that's what they're called, to come, but at 10 a.m. they arrived. It was a man and a woman. It takes 10 minutes, but you need to include breaks for your contraction, because while you're getting the procedure, you cannot move whatsoever, because it is getting put into a nerve, and if you move, you could get paralyzed. So if you get a contraction, you tell the person, I'm getting a contraction, and they will piss off. For me, for the procedure, I sat at the side of the bed. My back was arched, and I had the lady doctor, or the lady anesthesiast, I don't know who it was, she was next to me, so she was talking to me saying, breathe, breathe, or if I had a contraction, I'd be like, sis, I'm having a contraction, you tell the male doctor to piss off, because I'm not getting paralyzed. After the 10 minutes was over, I was rested. The anesthesiast explained to me that every 15 minutes I will need to push the button, and that will top me up on pain relief. The good thing about it is that you could never overdose on it. 10:30 a.m, the epidural had started working. Jesse and I were both exhausted. Jesse was much more content now. We both fell asleep, had naps. During this time of me sleeping, checkups were still happening, but now the checkups included a new thing, which was freezing. During this time, she also put a pee bag. I don't know what the medical term is, but I got a pee bag put in, so I had a pee bag with all my pee go into it. At 1 p.m, I woke up to contractions because I forgot to push the button that would bring the pain relief to let the epidural work, so I wasn't numb there anymore. I woke up so sore, I had to use the gas again while the epidural was trying to kick in, but 15 minutes later the epidural had kicked in and we were sweet. During this whole time, I would say from early morning till after my birth, I was pretty in and out of it. At 2:15 p.m. I had a checkup and my midwife checked up on me down there. I think it's the mucus plug that they check, but there was blood, so they checked that, and she said, oh, it's the perfect amount of blood that you're supposed to be having. And she checked my dilation and she saw that I was 10 centimeters and she could see a head. That honestly freaked me out when she said that. I had woken up and I was about to go back to sleep, so I was not expecting to push out a baby within like the next half an hour. She showed Jesse the head. Jesse was so excited, like he was so excited. He saw the head, he was like, oh my gosh, there's a head. They were talking about the hair on her head. While I was just there sitting at the bed freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to push this out. I was about to cry. I was really nervous and scared. The midwife said to start pushing, so at 2:30 p.m. on the 23rd of April, I started pushing. Jesse was by my side. He was holding my head forwards because you do not want to have your head tilted back when you're pushing. I did 6 pushes. I could not feel a thing. The epidural is amazing. If you don't like pain, I highly recommend it. Who cares what people think? Just get it. I must say I was really scared for the ring of fire, as they will say, when the head is coming through your cervix. I was so nervous for that, but that did not happen to me. The head came first and she instantly cried, which was amazing. It was such a relief to hear those cries. And my baby girl was born at 2:39 p.m. on the 23rd of April 2020. Baby was delivered by a mum and a daughter, which was so sweet. I was like, that is really cool. 2:39 till 4:30 we did skin to skin. The cord was cut by Jesse. He was so excited. When she came out and she came onto my chest, we were just crying, like we were being little sookie puppers. It was such an amazing experience when she came onto my chest. It was like, I don't know, when you get to that point, if you are a girl watching this, when you get to that point in your life where you have a baby, that will be the most amazing experience ever, I must say. I got an injection in my thigh for my placenta to be delivered. Could not feel that at all, especially after you've been having contractions. Nothing else really seems to hurt that much. The placenta came out, she checked all the parts, we had a little peek at it. Jesse looked at it, I tried to look at it but couldn't really see it. Baby was fed for an hour, I think. I was napping. I was going in and out. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was exhausted. I was tired. While the baby was on me, they did stitches. My stitches, I had barely just gotten a 1st degree tear. But so she just had to tear that out. However, I was bleeding a lot down there because apparently there was a blood vessel or something. I don't really know. But all I know is that my tear was hardly a 1st degree tear. That's what she told me. And the stitching didn't hurt either. I couldn't feel it, especially being on the epidural. So I couldn't move because the epidural was still in me, but they had turned it off. The midwife also asked me if I wanted to have vitamin K for baby. I had done research prior to going into labor and birth. Jesse and I's decision was to not give baby vitamin K. That is a whole nother topic to discuss and is quite a heated topic as well, so I will not talk into why I decided not to give the baby vitamin K. 4:30 p.m. came. They took baby to go get weighed, checked, nappy on, her first outfit. Unfortunately, I still couldn't move and I was still in and out of it. Jesse took care of that side. He dressed it with the midwife. The midwife was really nice, helping him out and everything. She ended up getting weighed and she was 7 pounds and 50 centimeters long. At 5:15 p.m. the epidural had worn off. I went to go have a shower, clean out, do my hair, because after labor and birth you kind of feel like you just want to go for a shower. So I did that. Spent 15 minutes cleaning up. Jesse texted my dad to come pick us up. We cleaned up the room and we also reorganized the bags because I was going to stay one night at the local maternity hospital that I previously wanted to give birth at, and then we were ready by 6 p.m. So 6:30 p.m. dad arrived downstairs. The midwife wheeled me down on the wheelchair, and Jessie had the baby in the baby cot. We got there, sorted out the car seat. We had a car seat malfunction. We couldn't get the straps loose. The midwives didn't even know how to do it, which I was surprised. My dad ended up figuring out how to loosen the straps because there was a button that said press. We drove to the hospital that I was going to stay the night at, and Dad had brought food for us because hospital food is disgusting. At 7:30 p.m. we arrived at the hospital. I settled down, did a breastfeed with the midwife watching to see if she was latching on good. Baby was brilliant. She latched on straight away, no pain, still no pain, and I'm at 2 weeks and 1 day postpartum, so fingers crossed it stays like that. I had really good amounts of sleep. Baby was sleeping perfect as well. However, I felt high while I was sleeping. I don't really know how to explain that, but I felt like still on pain relief, which I guess I still had it kind of in my system. At 8 o'clock a.m. I got the pee bag taken out, which was a really weird feeling. I had to do 2 pees before I left, and I was very nervous to pee because I had heard that it is really painful and really sore and it stings. So while I was waiting, I watched this video that they make you watch. It's like a safety breastfeeding, choking, CPR baby video. Baby had a hearing test done, which she passed. Both ears are working perfectly well. And then by 1 p.m. I had peed twice, and the midwife could see that my breastfeeding was going well. She could see that I was capable, and she said, you can go home. So they took the IV lines out, and at 1:45 p.m. my dad picked us up and we went home. That was my labour and birth story video. I can't believe that my induced labour only took a day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe down below if you're new, and turn post notifications on. I will see you all in another video hopefully sometime soon. Bye guys.